And the 8-ball here. So I am going to roll, and here we go. Josh Arnold Investment Consultants brings you this episode of the Garage Logic Podcast. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Hi, Tom.
Hey there. How are you?
Good.
It's Tom Hauser.
Yes.
In for, look at you.
You're a Mountain Dew drinking bleep hole, as Joe would say right now.
Look at the service here. Because, who doesn't need some caffeine on New Year's Eve?
You need the juice, right? Baby. You need the juice.
Are you saying you can't tell that I'm on the juice?
Well, I don't want to get too technical, if you know what I mean.
Well, how are you guys on this last day of 2025? To which many people would say good riddance.
I'll say.
2025 was all right. I got a new grandbaby this year.
Well,
Just got baptized this
makes
Saturday. So that's one good thing about 2025. But
I'm talking about all the political shenanigans.
Well, he's not running for office.
Like what, Tom?
Like everything. It never stops anymore.
Well, my grandson would be a good candidate because he no longer has original sin.
Who's that?
My grandbaby.
Oh, yes,
he could have
absolutely.
He's got the slate wiped clean, so he could run for office.
Has he been baptized?
Just Saturday.
Oh, well, then he's good to go. He's in.
Yeah.
Gabe, I'm way ahead of you. I've started the Trey mention counter on this particular episode of the Garage Logic podcast, so I'm way ahead of you.
Well, what are we up to?
We're at 4 right now.
That's pretty good.
Who, Trey?
Well, that's 5.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
He has every right to be proud.
Got it. Thank you.
As I was driving in, it's already been a long day for me. I'm driving in. Second day in a row, we get this nuisance snowfall coming down. So early this morning, it was like 34 degrees. And then it started raining and then sleeting and then it turned to snow. So it's a bit of a...
I think I'm going to take the mantra of the city of St. Paul with my driveway going forward. Bleep it. That stuff will melt. That's going to be my...
But you'll also end up with the potholes that they often have in St.
Yeah, but
Paul.
that's the city of Jordan's problem. I don't have to worry about that.
No, I'm talking about in your driveway.
Well, that's
you
true.
end up with
Yeah,
potholes
that's true.
in your driveway. Well, it was, I think, New Year's Eve of 1977. And I realize I'm dating myself, which is often what I did in high school. Rim shot.
Hey now.
Just dated myself. I was a bag boy, what they call them now. What do they call bag boys now? Grocery bagger, I guess, because it can be male or female.
Yeah,
Back when I did it in the 70s at Byerly's, it was all guys. And then the women were all the cashiers. They got to handle the money. The guys were not allowed to be around the money.
Sure.
And they had to do this. It wasn't like beep, beep.
No, they were
punching it in, right?
Yes, they had to have manual dexterity to do this.
Yes.
It was not just, scanning something. Anyway, I don't know why, but in my store manager's infinite wisdom, and maybe the regular person just wasn't available. I don't remember all the details, but they sent me out in the delivery van, this Byerly's Econoline van that had
No
the
windows,
refrigeration unit on the top, no windows in the back. It was like what the Econoline.
Yes, yeah.
Did it have free candy on the side of it?
Yeah, right, with the backwards Y.
But it was without the windows, other than, of course, a windshield and the driver's side and passenger side. And so they sent me out to deliver, and the exact number, somewhere in the 40 to 45 prepared meals from the Byerly's Deli at the one on France Avenue in Edina. And I was delivering them to somewhere in South Minneapolis. I can't remember where because, as you'll learn soon, I never did get to the destination.
And that's when the fraud started. Yes. It started in 77 in a Byerly's windowless van.
So I'm driving down Crosstown 62 by the airport. And keep in mind, in 1977, I was 16 years old.
You had no
I think
idea.
I'd had my driver's license for 8 months, and they got me driving this van. I mean, it wasn't like I was driving a
18-wheeler?
an F-15 fighter. I was driving a van,
Sure.
just to deliver 40 to 45 meals to what I believe was a wedding reception. Again, I don't know because I never got there, but I'm driving on Crosstown 62. Would have had to have been going eastbound because I was coming from the Byerlys in Edina, and it was weather a lot like today, where there was just light snow, probably a little heavier than today.
Okay.
And
But
I'm
just
in
more of
this-
a pain in the butt kind of a snow.
Yeah, but it was slick outside, and I'm in this top-heavy van with a really narrow wheelbase, and I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, this thing just started fishtailing.
Love that.
And I'm going, what is happening? And keep in mind, I've got all of 8 months of experience behind the wheel, not including, the permit year, and probably the year before that when we were
Right,
driving.
when you started
illegally,
driving
but that's-
anyway.
This was the 70s.
On the farm.
It was the 70s, anything goes. So I did what I think is right. I just kind of held onto the wheel, and I didn't want to overcorrect. I knew enough not to do that. I knew not to slam on the brakes, but I had no control over this vehicle. So I'm just trying to hold it steady, take my foot off the gas, and then the next thing you know, the van just starts doing 360s.
Oh.
I'm in this van, New Year's Eve. I think
Chicken cacciatore going everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I think-
It's in the
oh,
death
no.
spiral. The
That's
Byerly's death
That's
spiral.
going to be the best part of the story. But I still have my bag boy apron on,
yeah.
and then I got a jacket on over that because
Was your name tag
my
Tom
name tag,
right here?
Yeah, I still have it, Tom H. And so I'm swirling around doing these 360s on Crosstown 62 over by the airport, South Minneapolis, and I finally just had I thought this was it. I thought
this is
16
done.
is as far as I'm
This is
going to
I'm
go.
going out.
I just closed my eyes, held onto the wheel, and then the next thing you know is boom, 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 and I'm going, and then it just came to a stop, and I opened my eyes, and I'm in the median facing the other way.
Oh, boy.
Cars zipping by on either, well, not really zipping because you couldn't go very fast, but several people pulled over, and again, the days before cell phone. And
Yeah, you
yes,
can't-
there was, Gabe, you probably don't know, there was a day before cell phones. There was
He
a
doesn't
time-
know that day.
There was a time when you couldn't just, call
I'll call the
911.
boss or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know who it was that called my boss, but somebody did. Maybe it was the state troopers
Could have been. Right.
to rescue me. But I'll never forget my store manager. His name was Tom. I will not reveal his last name. I don't know if Tom is still with us or not. But Tom comes in his sedan, like a Buick LeSabre or something.
Right, a big tank,
pretty
Sherman
big vehicle,
tank.
a 1970s style vehicle. He pulls over, and all of the meals were preserved because they were in these cooler type of things in the back that were all latched shut. And
Like the airlines.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
Luckily, I wasn't tumbling.
Right.
The car was just doing 360 with the van, and then I, go clunking down into the median. I don't know how it didn't tip over, given what this van looked like. But we then offloaded all of the meals and into his vehicle. And yeah, now that I think about it, I must have gone with him. I don't really recall.
No, you were too
We went
embarrassed.
on and finished the delivery
Oh, wow.
to this wedding, but it was one of those days, and there hasn't been a lot of them in my 60 plus years, but I thought this is the end of the line.
This is the
I
end,
have
the
no
death
control
spiral.
over this vehicle. I'm on the highway, heavy New Year's Eve traffic. It was like 3 in the afternoon, and somehow I survived it. Today, I'm thinking that the whole way here, just changing lanes.
You've had a little more
very
experience
carefully.
right now.
A
You
little
know.
more, and not in a big top-heavy van.
Right,
and,
right.
I'm in a 4-wheel drive
Porsche.
vehicle.
Much like when John will do a news story and the mayor will get severely upset with details missing in a particular story, like what kind of car was it, what happened.
What sedan
Rookie's
did
going to
you
get
drive up
very,
in?
very upset with you if you don't describe what meal you were actually delivering to the wedding.
I don't remember what meal it was.
see, that's just-
Hopefully
I'm-
it wasn't dinner, because if
Yeah,
you're at a
well,
wedding, you don't want that to chance.
Let's keep in mind, this was nearly 50 years ago.
Okay.
I know, given my youthful appearance, you find it hard to believe.
What was the
Tell that
wedding
story.
selection? What was the menu available for a wedding party at the Lunds and Byerly's in Edina?
It was
back
not
in the
Lunds
day?
and Byerly's. They were.
Oh, it was just Lunds.
They were competitors back then.
Oh, that's true. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
Before they merged.
It was just Byerly's.
Just
And-
Byerly's. I'm sorry.
And so
You go with the chicken or you go with the fish?
I'm going to guess it was a combination of chicken and probably some kind of a pasta.
Rice pilaf.
Just kind of a
Rice pilaf.
just kind of a
would pair
guess,
with chicken.
but it did get. We were like the post office, We
Sure.
did,
Through rain or sleet or snow or whatever, yeah.
Or a 16-year-old delivery driver doing 360s out on Crosstown. The food did make it to its
And they
destination.
never let him drive again. In the
No, they
snow.
let me. I drove
Oh.
because we did. This is back before. What is it? Instacart and the Uber.
Oh,
Eats
yeah,
and all
you were
that.
on your own.
We would occasionally. Well, sometimes if a beggar, not me ever, but sometimes they would screw up an order in parcel pickup,
Yep.
and we'd give somebody the wrong groceries, or we'd forget to give them a couple bags. Then we would have to go and drive them.
I had
off.
gray cart 14.
Yes.
Gray cart 14.
Rook, walk us through Manager Tom, not Mr. Hauser, but Manager Tom assessing the damage, the carnage of the meal, but going, you know what? We our margins are slim right now. Giving it it'll be fine.
I think we're going to be okay. A little cold cacciatore never hurt anybody. Help me load this
But look
Buick
at this.
LeSabre.
Keep in mind, the food was intact.
Yep.
There was no damage to the van, and the delivery driver, that would be me,
Escaped death.
survived.
Escape death.
Imagine
Yes.
there may not be a Byerly's
And
today.
you said 40
Had-
meals?
Had my family sued
Yes.
over my untimely
It would be done.
death.
It would be apple bombs.
And you said 40? Was it 40 meals you said?
About 40 to 45 is what I remember.
Okay.
It was a
smaller
wedding
wedding.
reception.
Okay.
is what I recall.
Gotcha.
Easily
Easily could fit into a LeSabre.
It's always, because we had him in his trunk, we had him in the back seat, and I remember, and
On the top.
we're walking from the median across the
Strapped down to
across
the
the highway, and the state patrol has it kind of cordoned off so we can get
Oh,
the food
man.
off of there, and it was. But the reason I bring that story up, the weather conditions today, very much.
Were you delivering food today too, or
No, this is my second job.
I know
today.
I knew you were
I had
working
you
at
pegged
another
for
spot.
an Instacart. You're working over at CCO. You're working here. You're working downstairs.
and I'm, on
delivering food.
and I'm on vacation, I might add.
Oh, see?
Well, we thank
so-
you for coming in anyway.
Well,
we always
it's
love
always
having you.
fun and just to come in and shoot the breeze with you guys, especially on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So what fun! We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll find other things to talk about.
Let's talk about North American Banking Company. They have been at it since 1998 when way back then they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers where you get to know your banker, but they also know you. And you do get that feeling anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations, whether it's 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, Maple Grove, also in Roseville, by the way. And they offer the same updated online and mobile banking options as those other big national banks. But the key difference is you're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank. See it for yourself. Check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently, and they are also locally owned and operated. Here's why that's important. That means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps all of you business owners solve problems quickly and also expand your business with confidence. Once again, nabankco.com to learn more. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Here's a guy that's about to sell a car, Matthew Mikulski.
You know, it's funny, Reeves and the company. I was just looking at their website for the Valley Group, and they really have some good stuff. Valley, Buick, GMC, Apple Valley, and Jim Paul's been a big fan of Garage Logic Sports Talk for the years, so we appreciate his loyalty to the shows. But their website's pretty good. I know you can. I never wanted to make my own car, but you can check out and make your own car here with whatever you want to order. But it's best to go there, kick some tires.
I have been a customer. I've bought 2 different vehicles from the Valley Group of GM dealers. You are not going to get better service than with Jim Paul and the Valley Group of GM dealers. You're just not.
And aside from this one, Jim Paul has really good ads over the years where he's just, you walk in there, you're kicking some tires. It's a really low-key, low-pressure dealership, and it's family-run, so that's really good. So if you're looking for a great vehicle and you're sick of your 2008 Volkswagen Jetta with his front-wheel drive and you need
Where you
new
get stuck
wheels.
on University.
I didn't today, but I did take the same route. They do have a great selection of brand new and pre-owned vehicles. And don't forget service. If you're going to go there and kick some tires, get your oil changed, poke around the lot. Somebody will help you, and it will be absolutely no pressure at all. So the website, we are the Valley, what is it?
ValleyCarDealers.com.
Oh, just go to ValleyCarDealers.com. That'll cover you everywhere.
Yep.
All right, that sounds good.
Thanks, Jim.
And make sure you tell Jim that the rookie sent you. And
Not
he's a
Royce.
way better endorser than Royce. No script, if you couldn't tell.
So you stirred him up, Tom, on Monday in my absence.
I did, but before we get to that, can I play you some actual audio of when
Sure.
the last time Rookie went in and bought a car?
Yeah,
please.
And then you have to have it insured before you go off. If I play it into the microphone, we'll be able to hear this, right?
Better not be any cuss words, TV guy.
No.
Okay.
This is actual.
I remember that. Yeah.
Actual audio.
I was over
of
there.
when they're doing the checklist because you can't take it off the lot
No.
without it being insured, state law. So this is kind of what that sounded like.
Collision coverage?
Yes,
Fire?
probably.
Property destruction?
Yes.
Personal injury?
I hope not, but accidents do happen.
They frequently do with you.
That was actual audio.
And that was after getting very far. Usually it's, Mr. Mikulski, we're having trouble with your paperwork coming through.
Right. We're going to need you to circle back.
Yeah, right. We're having trouble with your paperwork.
Personal injury? Probably.
Probably. Most likely.
Fire damage?
Yep.
Likely. Yep. Anyway, that's Rookie. That's when he goes to buy a car.
That's what it is for me.
Yeah. So you
That's
got to be
about it.
prepared. So you were saying, I stirred up who?
Well, I was just assessing the email reaction from your appearance on the show because you and I chatted, you not knowing that I wasn't going to be here on Monday. So you and I just kind of chatted about the layout, how it was going to work. And I said, yeah, I'm just taking Monday off, but I'll be back for the rest of the week, whatever. But I found your take interesting about the fraud video and everything else because I knew that's the thing that's always different is because we've been in the middle of this for years. And Jay doing his piece, which gave us one of the best quotes of all time when he interviewed the one lady, and she said, "They hear at night."
Yeah.
Which was one of the best home run lines. And I guess for me, I don't really have an opinion one way or the other because it's always a different set of eyeballs that are getting exposed to this, whether it's from a national landscape or in this case, I mean, this guy got views worldwide. Well,
and he does because it's the way he goes about it is designed clearly as clickbait.
Right.
I mean, it's.
But the one thing I did not know, so let me preface this. Johnny pointed something out before the show that I was not aware of at all until about John, about an hour and a half ago when you pointed this out, that this guy did a video also in Ukraine.
Yes.
Years ago. I had no idea that this guy had done that same thing. So I was
a report that was later widely discredited.
Panned, yeah.
So and it's if you listen to the video, and they see Somalis coming at him. Well, what he assumed were Somalis.
Yep.
He goes, "Oh, watch out for these Somalis. They're violent." I mean, it was like he was
Baiting.
talking about animals.
Total baiting.
And it's just that's not what we do as responsible journalists. And then in another part, they're going, yeah, Governor Walz did all this. And they're interviewing some guy. And he goes, oh, Walz did this? And they go, yeah, should he be in jail? Yeah, he should be in jail or whatever. I mean, there's no
integrity. No integrity there.
There's zero integrity. And there's already been pushback about what times was he visiting these places? Were they open? But my biggest problem with all of it is that people are treating this as if it's brand new. Jay Coles did this a year ago.
In January.
There were people being investigated 10 years ago for abusing the CCAP system in Minnesota, the Child Care Assistance Program. This is not new. So people are writing in to us saying, why haven't you covered this? When my response is, why haven't you watched this when we have covered it?
Is that a
the
product?
The legislature even did a hearing about it last February.
So I did my show with Mike Frenolini yesterday, and one of the things that we brought up was the average 18 to, let's just say, 30-year-old, right? They are not consuming news the conventional way. Whether that's good or bad, they're getting their news from social media, from unconventional methods, which is also what's leading to a guy like this getting 120 million views or whatever the number is now on his TikTok social media platform. And I guess for me, the comeback is, well, isn't it the job then, and please correct any part of this that's wrong, isn't the job then of the journalist to find unconventional ways to put out that same information, or is that not the job of the modern day journalist?
Well, what do you mean by unconventional? Doing a kind of an agenda-driven?
No, not agenda-driven. I'm saying social
report.
media. I'm saying, not because people aren't, as you know, not everyone is sitting down watching a 6 o'clock newscast, a 10 o'clock newscast. Is it then we've got to cast a wider net with social media, with things like that?
A lot of that is just up to the news consumer. Everybody chooses their own political media silo.
Yep.
You're going to have people who are going to watch Fox News and nothing but Fox News. They're going to watch Gutfield at night, and everything they hear there is gospel. Or they're going to listen to Donald Trump, and everything Donald Trump says is gospel. Or on the left, you're going to have people watching
CNN.
MSNBC.
Yep.
Well, MSNBC is a better example than CNN. CNN has a lot of conservative voices on as well, Scott Jennings being the best known among them, whereas MSNBC doesn't always go that far to try to find conservative voices,
Sure.
although there is some evidence they might be trying to change a little bit. But everybody gets into their little political silo, and that's all they get. You're not going to get both sides. We still present both sides, or three sides if there are three sides. And these podcasters don't have to do that. The political podcasters.
They're not sitting down with the news director or sitting at the table. What are we going to do today?
Jay Cole's stories were heavily vetted by our attorneys. And a year ago, and even now, there is not evidence necessarily of fraud yet in these child care. Jay's story was about all the safety violations. And the safety violations were because there were kids there and they were not properly vetting employees and different things. But they're still trying to sort out how much of it is fraud. Since there was no evidence yet, our attorneys wouldn't let us say there's fraud, because then you open yourself up to all kinds of lawsuits if there is not, in fact, fraud. And generally, it helps to have prosecutors who have the subpoena power and the ability, to arrest people and do the investigatory work to determine if there is fraud. And they will tell you right now on their priority list, well, now it's moving up to the top because of this viral video, but it wasn't one of their top priorities until now. Again, CCAP has been under investigation for years. It did not start last weekend with Nick Shirley.
Sure. No, and I get that totally. But what would you say, John and I were having this discussion before you guys got here, what would you say to somebody like me that gets entirely frustrated with an administration, I'm just going to point to Walz, that goes on a social media rampage yesterday bragging about how much now they're attacking fraud in the state, where I'm saying, wait a minute, Tim, you've been at the helm since the inception of all of this. You can't now
It was
attempt.
actually probably going on a little before him.
Well,
Yeah.
Garofalo
10,
said that
12 years
yesterday.
ago,
He
yeah.
said he was first tipped off, what did he say, 2010?
Yeah.
I guess my point being, you don't get to gaslight the public now and claim that you're really tamping down on this. When we've had Marion Rarick said this administration was tipped off and they did nothing to attempt to stop it.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think she's being, to say they did nothing. You can argue with the results, but to say they did nothing, I think, is probably a little much. They at least going by what they claim, that they're doing spot checks on these places. In fact, some of these places highlighted in the video, they said within the last 6 weeks they've had auditors there. You can't go to every single one every single day. And again, I'm not defending what has happened with
Sure.
the fraud. I'm talking about the coverage of it. We have covered it. People think the media has way more power than we actually do. People write to me all the time, why are you not demanding that the governor resign? Well, that's not what journalists do.
That's not your job.
We cover the
Yeah.
stories, and if you don't like him, vote him out of office. I want to say to these people, what have you done to try to elect somebody that you do like? Have you donated money to them? Have you volunteered for them? Have you done anything to try to get Tim Walz or any other Democrat you don't like from being elected again? And in most cases, no. They just like to sit around their keyboard and start writing this nonsense that they send in.
Anonymously.
So often the people who email and then you try to email them back, they give us a fake email.
But
address.
don't you think that that's deeply rooted in the overriding frustration from the Minnesota taxpayer? Because that's where I think it's rooted mostly. When we're talking billions and billions, and as Joe Thompson said,
we might
tip
be.
of the iceberg here.
But again,
That's Joe Thompson, though, Tom.
I know it's Joe Thompson. Has Joe Thompson provided that evidence yet? Have you read the quotes from Tom Heffelfinger, the former U.S.
No, I did not.
attorney,
Educate me.
who was appointed by a Republican? He said that generally their rules of engagement were you don't speculate about amounts in an ongoing investigation when you don't have the evidence yet. And even Joe Thompson said in that news conference, he said, well, because somebody asked him, well, have you substantiated this? And he said, well, we've looked at all the numbers and we see a lot of red flags. I mean, that just isn't enough. I mean, the proven amount of fraud in a court of law is still well under $1 billion. So to get to $9 billion is going to be a remarkable achievement. I'm not saying it might not happen ultimately, but it's nowhere near $9 billion. But because he said that, and now it's been repeated over and over again, it's become fact. It's like the money, the report out of that conservative, I can't remember the name of it now, that conservative publication that said the money was funding al-Shabaab. That has been widely discredited, even by Joe Thompson himself. He said, no, we have not seen evidence it's going to al-Shabaab. These people were just trying to enrich themselves.
Right.
They were not trying to fund terrorism. But because that was reported once, it's now taken on a life of its own, and it's become fact.
But it is factual that the state went from an $18 billion surplus to a $6.5 billion deficit.
Yes.
Okay, I guess that's the frustration angle is what I'm kind of working at here. I think that's where most of this vitriol that probably you and others experience, that's, I think, where most of this is coming from. Because you feel helpless as a taxpayer. You can vote whoever you want to all the time, but if nothing changes, you just feel helpless, is I guess the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I mean, there might be, but if you're feeling help, don't blame the media. I mean, we report on all of this stuff. I mean, these are interesting stories to report. Why would we ignore them? And when people accuse us of, being, water boys for Tim Walz, it's just nonsense. I mean, it's absolute nonsense.
Right.
And it happens day after day after day from people who just don't take the time to read. They've tuned out the dreaded mainstream media because they want to stay in their political silo, and that's all they want to hear. And anything that's counter to that narrative, they think is nonsense, and they think we're just trying to stick up for Tim Walz. All I'm sticking up for is legitimate, objective journalism.
I would say I wouldn't even use that phrase, water boys for walls. I would say more like grocery baggers.
Grocery baggers for walls,
It's
yes.
a little, just because you have a little more experience that way.
Yes, I do.
Something like
I've never
that.
actually
Well, and if
been a
Walls
water boy.
orders lunch from Byerly's, Hauser ain't getting that crap
Right.
to him
No,
anyway. He's
I
going to
imagine
exactly.
it'll-
spin out of the
it'll-
crosstown.
It'll never make it. But and this issue obviously isn't going away. But as I mentioned on the show the other day, the federal government, now they're shutting off all these payments for child care only to Minnesota, even though in their statement where they're saying they're doing this, they say fraud is rampant across the country. We're only shutting it off to Minnesota.
They did expand that this morning, Tom, in a
They're
statement.
going to other states,
Yep, they said they're going to the entire country.
but their initial statement was
Correct.
we're cutting it off to Minnesota. And as I have pointed out, the U.S. Government Accountability Office did a report last year, April of 24, that did a study of federal fraud from 2018 to 22, and they estimate that annual fraud is somewhere between $220 billion and $513 billion annually in the federal government. That's over that 1 5-year period. You're starting to talk about $1 trillion. This is the federal government. It's not just Minnesota. That is not to minimize Minnesota's part in this, but it is not just a Minnesota problem.
All right.
So that's
Happy New Year, GLers.
Eve. Yeah, let's keep it going.
we can generate a few more emails out of that, but we'll lighten things up when we come back.
Let's talk about, are you guys all dehydrated? I sure am.
I need some water.
We need some ice for those drinks we're going to make tonight. Hofferman Water and Connecticut are here for you. You talk about that ice. You know what I'm thinking about getting, Rook? A personalized, I'm not going Lewis Black on it.
Yeah.
A personalized ice maker.
I have one.
Do you really?
I got one from Sophia a couple of years ago. Has changed my life.
Slick?
You'll never buy ice again.
'Cause-
And you know what?
Can you get vodka flavored or?
No, well, I don't know. It
But
wouldn't melt.
I
if you
have
put
a
it in there.
personalized drinking water system. I could hook it right up to that, right?
You could hook it right up to that, or you can just pour it in a thing and fill it up. It's nothing's more convenient than having your own ice made at home. Cool. But it's got to be good water.
It does. And Hofferman Water and Connecticut are here to make that difference in your quality of water. So here's the deal. You've got to get on that schedule here in the new year for that free water analysis. 612-895-2440 or visit their website online at hoffermanwater.com. Either way, you get on that schedule. They'll come out. They'll give you that free water analysis. They'll give you this thing that's called a water score. And then based upon that water score, they will give you recommendations on how they can upgrade the quality of your water. They have done that for me. They will do that with you. See it for yourself. HoffermanWater.com. It will upgrade your showers, your cooking, your laundry. Everything gets better with Hofferman Water and Connecticut. 612-895-2440 or visit HoffermanWater.com. They have been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
Here's a man that doesn't come in on New Year's Eve week. It's Joe Souchere. And here's Johnny Height, brought to you by...
Well, Rook, that's brought to you by North American Baking Company,
you're
as
smooth.
the news always is, and we appreciate it.
I hear you say it every time, John.
Thanks, Rook. It's the news. Story we just hinted at moments ago.
Johnny,
The Department of...
take a
What?
quick
What do I do?
second. You're chopping up on me here. Let me do this.
What do you say brought to him by the North American Banking Company?
All right, let's try that.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Sound great.
Is this on?
Yes.
Go ahead,
Is this thing
C-3PO.
working? Is this thing working?
Rigger. Radio. Okay. In the news, the Department of Health and Human Services has clarified that the Trump administration is freezing federal child care funding in all states, with Minnesota as the catalyst. Late yesterday, officials said that funding is being frozen nationwide as they request proof that the money is being used legally and for its intended purposes. This funding freeze is expected to cut child care assistance to families in about half. In Minnesota, child care assistance is funded roughly equally by the state and federal government, and the funds are distributed to counties, which then disperse them to child care centers to cover tuition for lower-income families. The families apply for the use of the funds, according to Claire Sanford, Government Relations Chair and board member for the Minnesota Child Care Association. She said the child care assistance funding follows the family, not a provider, and families have to go through a really arduous verification process and submit a ton of documentation that is verified by the state or the county in order to be deemed eligible for child care assistance, according to Sanford. Sanford, representing licensed centers statewide, said 30,000 Minnesota families rely on the funding every month. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services allocated $185 million to Minnesota for child care assistance in 2025, according to a spokesperson for Health and Human Services in the federal government. That money includes the child care assistance for 30,000 families, but it's part of a larger child care development block grant. Federal judge has signed off on a government request for Amy Bach to pay $5.2 million back in restitution. And according to a new filing in the case, the founder of the now-defunct nonprofit Feeding Our Future was convicted on all counts after a lengthy trial in the spring, along with co-defendant Salim Saeed, the former owner of Safari Restaurant. In total, prosecutors say those associated with Feeding Our Future defrauded the federal child nutrition program of about $250 million, and new defendants have been charged as recently as late last month. As the founder and former executive director of the nonprofit, investigators described Bach as the ringleader. Under Feeding Our Future sponsorship, sites would submit fraudulent meal counts and get reimbursement for them from the Minnesota Department of Education. Bach was also convicted of accepting kickback payments or bribes and funneling money to her boyfriend at the time, Empress Watson. Federal prosecutors identified millions of dollars in several bank accounts associated with Bach, as well as more than $13,000 in cash found in her home as being subject to forfeiture. A final forfeiture order could return the money to taxpayers after Bach is sentenced. A sentencing date has not yet been set. A story that's a couple weeks old. I had not seen this. Actually found it on a national website. An 18-year-old Minnesota man charged with punching a homeless woman in the face at the Mall of America committed the assault for a TikTok video, according to Bloomington police. Investigators allege that Cleve Brown, okay, you can't name your kid Cleve Brown.
No.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
Cleve Brown approached the 46-year-old victim while she was at a water fountain. Did you just get it?
Yep.
Yep.
Mall of
got it.
America. Mall of America security video recorded Brown punching the woman in the back of the head, causing her to fall to the ground. A Bloomington Police Department report noted the security officials identified the woman as being possibly mentally disabled. Brown and a group of unknown males fled the mall after the attack, but were tracked to a 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee and detained. The report says Cleve later told mall security that they did what they did for a TikTok video. Brown explained to police that he, quote, tends to vlog, and that's why he was wearing a portable microphone on his person when he was arrested. He's been charged with felony assault and disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor, for the December 16th mall incident. He's from St. Paul. He was also arrested on outstanding warrants, charging him with trespass and fleeing police in a different case. Brown also has a pending case for theft and obstruction.
So wait a minute. When this guy did this horrific act, he had a live microphone on him as well?
Live microphone on.
Ready to
And,
go right to TikTok.
I went and I found the video of like what's the Bloomington Booker?
The Chief Booker, great guy.
The chief. Yeah, Hodges. He started this talking about it by saying, "Let me point out that this person actually had warrants out for his arrest when he did this. So he's already got warrants out, and he decided to make a TikTok video punching a person.
Idiot.
When I don't think we're dealing with
Another win for social media.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He was also mad, by the way,
way.
Tom. He was also mad that you guys didn't cover the Feeding Our Future story.
Oh, I'm guessing he was.
He emailed anonymously.
By the way, Johnny, before you go on, I did find an email I got at KSTP Television about my GL appearance.
Oh.
This is from one of your listeners.
Oh, good.
He said, Mr. Hauser, enjoyed hearing you on GL yesterday. I appreciate your sanity regarding the reporting on the fraud.
All right.
Seems to me there's nothing gained by being a provocateur on YouTube or whatever platform when the plain facts are already outrageous. He makes a very good point there. Then he goes on to give me a good story idea as well.
Good.
But so there were people who do actually appreciate sanity, even though I understand
that.
not everybody is going to appreciate that
I
because
think John can attest to that comment that you just made.
Tom, I get emails saying I appreciate your view on the show since it's the only one that seems to make sense.
Oh,
sometimes.
see, that's just mean. You don't need to be
That's
mean.
what they say.
I can understand.
can't help it.
Hey, John, facts are facts, right?
Yesterday, up here in my neck of the woods, if you stepped out of your house, you noticed a very strong odor of gas. The Anoka Champlain Fire
Wait,
Department.
I thought you were going to stop. If you're up in my neck of the woods, there's a very strong
now.
order. You paused too long because I was thinking people were accusing you. But anyway.
Anoka Champlain Fire Department said no gas leaks were found in the area, but Centerpoint Energy did continue to monitor the area for a while. In a later update, authorities said that emergency services were standing down and returning to normal operations, with the incident being handed over to local utility companies. I'm assuming they got this all straightened out because I get the little alerts from the county, and I have received none since they said they were standing down last night. And this morning, everything smelled.
Rook was kind enough to actually run up to your place, Johnny, and he actually captured video. And what happened was it was the same thing as when like you're doing the newscast in the summertime and it hits 1 o'clock. Rook handed over this cell phone video. Yeah, see, he's walking up John's driveway.
Yeah, you should shovel a little bit better. I had a tap dance here, right here.
So the only
wait.
natural gas,
Hang on. That was going up the last step.
that's the only natural gas in the area
Yes.
now where
Yeah.
John lives. But
We'll come back with a little bit of national and international news right after we hear from Mr. Reavers.
Thank you, Johnny. We are nuts, and we are nuts. MN.com.
It
Hauser,
ain't over. It ain't over. Just because Christmas is come and gone, you can still be nuts.
you're still gathering.
Yes.
You're still being festive.
Chocolate-covered almonds. Just why even talk about anything else?
Is there anything better than a midweek holiday celebration? Because you're going to party all the way
We're
through
stretching
Sunday.
it. We're stretching it all the way out to Sunday.
You know what I'm finding, Chris?
What?
I keep going from different flavors to different flavors because I'll eat, 2 jars of the original.
What's your jam now?
Right now, I'm eating the original toffee peanuts again.
Oh.
For a long time, I was on the maple bourbon toffee almonds, but now I'm on the peanuts again, and I'll switch again to something else. I'm sure in a couple weeks.
John might be a candidate for my strange addiction.
The wasabi savory snack mix.
Yes.
I got to be honest. I didn't think I would like it.
I love 'em.
It's really good.
Love biting into that wasabi.
It's really, really good. You mentioned Byerly's. Lunds and Byerly's, Tom Hauser, features We Are Nuts, along with Kowalski's Markets, all of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations, Cub Foods, Colburn's Markets, and also Quick Trip. It's a wonderful family-run operation. You got to stop by and grab some
do they
snacks.
need me to deliver? I can deliver.
Well,
No, you're
they
versus
would,
that.
I
but
think
they'd
it's
like the
snowing enough.
merchandise to get there. That's
Statute
the
of
only problem.
limitations is still
It'll get there.
alive.
It might just take a detour. It'll get there.
It's a wonderful family-run operation making handmade small batch snacks right here in the great state of Minnesota. And you know what? If you're not able to make it to any one of those locations, order them online today at wearenutsmn.com. As Rookie mentioned, the maple bourbon toffee almonds and also the cashews are my personal favorite. But again, visit wearenutsmn.com. Thank you to a wonderful 2025 with the entire family and the entire crew at We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com.
'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I would say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years.
Bet there's no spot here, is there? So I should just talk.
Just go right to
Maybe I'll just listen to
It's a
Dylan
New Year's
play
Eve
guitar
chow right
for a
now.
while.
It's a New Year's Eve cha, John.
Oh, that's nice. I taught him everything he knows, really.
Ray Santana
anyway.
ask.
In national and international news, as the future of the Russia-Ukraine war hangs in the balance of a precarious peace deal, it's business as usual for Vladimir Putin. The Russian president has ordered the expansion of a buffer zone along the Russia-Ukraine border in 2026, according to Moscow's top general. The Kremlin has long said the zone in Ukraine's Sumy and Kharkiv was to protect Russian civilians on the border from enemy raids. Yet the stretch is widely seen as nothing more than a land grab, with the peace plan drawn up by Kiev and Washington saying Russia must withdraw from the border regions to help rebuild the war-torn nation. Meanwhile, Russian state media claiming victory over Ukraine after the meeting.
Yep. Nope.
Yep.
No agreement of
Like the ball has dropped.
2025 in a nutshell. Hi, John.
While we're waiting for
going
that
on?
to come back,
We're
You're
losing you a little bit. I think you know what it was. You mentioned Russia, and of
Yeah,
course they
the
intercepted
hackers.
your internet
Yes.
connection.
the same ones who rigged the
It's
election.
true TV. I don't know.
But it does beg the question: what good does a buffer zone do with long-range missiles in play? I mean,
It's a
how-
non-factor.
How big of a
It's a
buffer?
non-factor.
How big of a buffer zone do you need?
Yeah, are you measuring? I'm outside of the
Yeah,
zone,
I'm
so
outside
I'm
the
good.
circle of friendship.
I'm good.
a circle of friendship. I like that.
Yeah.
More fallout. This is continuing, and I just find it very interesting, to the Kennedy Center for the Arts debacle.
Oh God.
The Cookers, a jazz supergroup that's performed together for about 17 years, announced they are not playing tonight at the Jazz New Year's Eve. The band pointing to the political relevance of jazz in the civil rights movement and its history as a music dedicated to freedom. And some other groups started canceling. Doug Verone and Dancers, a dance group based in New York, was supposed to have a 2-week run. They said in an Instagram post late Monday they would pull out of performances slated for there. The Pulitzer Prize-winning musician Rihanna Giddens, wonderful musician, and I have a little crush on Rihanna. I
Rihanna?
confess. Rihanna Giddens, yeah.
Oh.
Canceled her show.
Not the
that was-
pop star.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah. That
I
was
got it
canceled. Her show was canceled there. She canceled it. The rock band, as we talked about, I think a long time ago, Low Cut Connie immediately was one of the first to cancel. Issa Rae and the producers of Hamilton. Hamilton was supposed to be there for several weeks. Canceled scheduled engagements coming up in March. While musicians Ben Folds and Renee Fleming stepped down from advisory roles at the Kennedy Center. Some of this follows musician, jazz drummer, and vibraphonist Chuck Red canceling his Christmas Eve performance last week. That's what started all the talk. On top of that, viewership for the December 23rd broadcast of the Kennedy Center Honors on CBS, which Trump had predicted would soar above where it used to be, those ratings were down 35% compared to the show last year. The renaming breaks the law, apparently. Congress passing the law in 1964, naming the center as a living memorial to John F. Kennedy. The law says any changes to the building's name would need congressional approval. The law explicitly prohibits the Board of Trustees from making the center into a memorial to anyone else and from putting another person's name on the building's exterior.
Any word whether Lee Greenwood is still willing to play?
He's proud to be an American.
We'll see a lot of probably Lee, Kid Rock, and Ted Nugent this year at the Kennedy Center.
Am I
Pretty good acts, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
am I way off, or do you recall? Did we have Low Cut Connie on at the Minnesota State Fair in their early years?
We did not, but we used to play a song by them as a bump.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
All the time.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
A very good.
What a
good
great
song.
name for a group. Though.
No, you're thinking
Well,
of
he's thinking of his old girlfriend from
Well,
high
I was
school.
just to
Hey,
say,
now.
you're thinking of a photo that Kenny had of Connie's low cut.
That's what it was.
That's
I
what
think.
you're
that was
thinking
posted
of.
on his wall in the old Maplewood studios.
A Florida man arrested for allegedly committing an armed robbery at a meat market wearing nothing but a mask.
Where's my tenderloin?
Well, I think it's right there.
Yeah. Hey, now.
According to the Lake City Police Department, officers responded to a call reporting an armed robbery at BJ's Meat Market in Lake City,
Oh,
Florida.
you gotta be
Tuesday.
Oh, it
kidding
gets
me. You
even
gotta
worse.
name it something else, will you, bud?
Employee showed police the surveillance video and told police the man entered the store completely naked except for a mask covering his face.
So
Where's
he
the
wasn't
beef?
naked. He wasn't naked. Yes.
He also had a piece of cloth wrapped around an object in his hand that they believed was some sort of weapon. He broke into the cash box, took more than $1,000, and as soon as I read that sentence, I thought, where did he put it?
Wait,
In
was
the
it closed at
pockets.
this time? I missed that.
No, it was
a-
open.
Oh, it was open.
So
Okay.
told police a man entered the store. No, it was open.
So they
were-
just
were
backed away from the cash. It's all
Yeah, it's all
yours. Hey,
yours.
take it.
You don't even need a gun.
You don't need that weapon over there.
The county sheriff's office set up a perimeter and arrested Kobe Watkins, age 25. Police said they found evidence they believed connected to the crime nearby, which would probably have to be the money and the gun, I would assume, because he wasn't
you know.
wearing any clothes.
And maybe the mask.
Right.
And the mask, yeah. Watkins taken to a local hospital for a medical evaluation, then booked into the Columbia County Detention Center. He is facing charges of armed robbery, exposure of sexual organs, grand theft, and criminal mischief.
And you know, police do not get enough credit, I think, in general,
No.
for the great work they do. But when you got to take someone like that into custody,
That's when you
can't
pull
even imagine.
seniority rank.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Hey, Billy,
get that
who's
intern
got
in
the-
there.
that guy.
Hey,
that
yeah,
guy.
you're fresh on.
Do we have one of those
Right.
police explorers with us? Get him in.
Don't worry. Go to the trunk. We got the official naked blanket that he can sit on instead of
Blanket.
yes.
A very weird.
Yeah, I don't think the back of that squad car was a very pleasant
Right. You
smelling
really can't
odor.
get it clean enough.
Very weird story from Detroit. I'm sorry it involves death and destruction, but just the strangeness of it all puts it right into the kicker file. A man is dead after he allegedly, accidentally shot himself while driving on Detroit's west side and then caused some other problems. It happened at about 6 p.m. this past Monday near the intersection of Joy Road and Roselawn Street. Police think the driver mistakenly shot himself, lost control of the vehicle, and ran over a pedestrian before crashing.
Oh.
The driver died at the scene. The pedestrian has been hospitalized. He should survive, according
Okay.
to police. No further details were revealed at the time, and the investigation is ongoing.
What a badass you are if you shoot yourself in Detroit. That's a tough.
And was it accidentally or on purpose?
Accidental, they said. The police said
While he was driving?
the report actually says mistakenly shot himself, whatever that
Oh,
means.
so it was in his waistband, and he went to,
shift gears, so
Yeah.
to speak.
So it was not the naked robber then, because
No.
he wouldn't
No.
have had
No,
a
he would have had a
He
waistband.
had an
Wouldn't have had a
automatic.
waistband.
He had an automatic.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's funny, Rook, but that's really
And
funny.
you see, I had the automatic like this instead of the manual shift down here.
Right. 3 in a
As
tree,
if you
4 on
guys
the
didn't
floor.
know. Right. Sorry.
And a team of American scientists have some good news for us. They say they have cured lab mice who suffer from Alzheimer's disease. Now, of course,
They
still
kept
have-
losing their keys.
And you, right, you just got to eat a lot of cheese.
They find him in the refrigerator.
Right.
Yeah, that's-
They of course have a lot more to do of this, to study this. The researchers achieved the feat by administering the rodents with the powerful compound PSC3A20, which they announced in a new paper in the journal Cell Reports Medicine. Scientists from Ohio's Case Western Reserve University Hospitals and the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center undertook the study. Andrew Piper is the study's principal investigator and a neuroscience professor. He said the key takeaway is a message of hope. The effects of Alzheimer's disease may not be inevitably permanent. The damaged brain can, under some conditions, repair itself and regain function. The research is part of a growing wave of promising lab studies that point to a tantalizing future where Alzheimer's and other neurological issues could be a thing of the past. Besides this research, others have scored remarkable lab results using different compounds and treatments in the treatment of dementia.
Royce has always said, if you forget where you put your keys, that's okay. If you forget what your keys are for, that's bad. Yes, thank you.
Bump. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I got 2 more quick news stories, so we'll get to. We'll be back. Are we back already? Oh.
Yeah. This ain't TV. We don't got long breaks here. Hey, I do want to give another quick shout out to our friends at North American Banking Company for not only all of the love you guys have shown us in 2025, but again, signing up for the entirety of 2026.
Really?
Yes.
Bilski really gets it. Bilski's been a good guy, great St. Paul family that I've known for decades, and I would trust him with all my finances.
So 6 Twin Cities locations to serve you: Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. The home of yours truly with banking. They probably regret that.
Exactly.
Hey,
I'd like to commend Chris Reavers for being the overdraft champion of 2025.
I got a shirt.
He's kept the lights
that.
on over
yes,
there. Yeah,
I really
like
have.
me at the Hubbard Credit Union. I kept the lights on for a year.
Why do you think all these banks love doing business with the Garage Logic podcast?
Money maker.
So once again, nabankco.com to learn more. They are the absolute best. And thank you, Mr. Bilski, and everybody associated with North American Banking Company, Tom.
And Reavers is actually a double threat because he's also the record holder for the lowest average daily balance.
Well, 100%, yes.
Which explains all the overdraft.
How is this even open? How is this account even open?
Are we even covering our costs
Not worth the
by having a
electricity.
computer have to monitor this account?
The only endorsee where it's costing me money, right?
Is the electricity we use in our supercomputer monitoring this account, is it even covering this cost? A couple of quick news items. You guys are all football fans, right?
Sure.
I'm worried that the New England Patriots might run out of players.
Oh, my gosh.
Coming up this weekend. You've heard about Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
Already, right? I don't know whether he's going to play or not, but he was facing a felony charge of strangulation and a misdemeanor charge of assault from an alleged incident December 2nd. And now just breaking a little bit ago, just in the last hour, New England Patriots defensive tackle Christian Barmore facing a misdemeanor charge of assault and battery on a household/family member stemming from an August 8th incident that is now just coming to light as of December 16th. And something to do with a woman he'd been living with, in a relationship with, and some assault allegations there as well. Just as New England is battling for the number 1 seed, a responsibility the Vikings are not burdened with.
Right, that's
this
something
year.
I'm not worried about for
Yes.
New England, battling that number 1 seed.
So that was just one news item. And then here's one, and I know Johnny will appreciate this. Can somebody look up where this TV station is located?
Fire away.
Hold on. I think it's WVUA. WVUA.
West
Channel
Virginia?
23. As a friendly reminder, they posted this late yesterday. WVUA 23 News will not broadcast news from December 31st through January 4th. As we take the time to celebrate the new year, rest up and get ready for a big 2026. Happy New Year to everyone, and let's have a great 2026.
Can I take a stab at that, please?
Yes.
Is that akin to a radio station saying, you know what, we're just going to play REM End of the World as we know it for the next 6 days, and we're basically firing the entire staff, and we're going to try this again about a week from now?
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, it is. It's
Yes,
Alabama.
Tuscaloosa County.
Or the stations that we're just going to do Christmas music for the next
Nonstop.
36
We're
hours.
going to voice
or-
track. You can sit there in your underwear at home. And
Or the Yule log, which is a
yes,
popular
the Yule
you know,
log.
we do that on
We do
45.
that.
But you know, we break for news. We do news on Channel 5. All 365.
Not to point the finger at other stations in this particular market,
Oh,
but I'm
boy.
only bringing this up because this is a station that I used to work for, not associated with Hubbard Broadcasting whatsoever. this was maybe a month or so ago, and my youngest son and I, we were going to a large retailer to get a knee brace for him. And we heard that brand new, is it Max McGee? What's his name, John? Max McGowan, is that his name? The big pop star that's all over the place right now. And he's a very huge hit song.
I don't know.
And this station we were listening to was playing the song, and we were just chit-chatting, me and my 14-year-old. And the last 30 seconds of it apparently got stuck, as we'd say, in the cart. And it was on repeat, just the final 30 seconds for about 4 straight hours.
Oh, no.
To the point where either no one was there that noticed it, and this is the ultimately human station, whatever BS mantra they're going with nowadays, even though they're the king of the voice track nation, and it played it on loop for about 4 straight hours before somebody finally fixed it. It was.
Did no one alert the authorities that this was happening?
No, because I do know somebody that works there. They said they desperately tried to stop it, but the automation just took over and they couldn't hit stop.
Do anything.
They tried to hit save.
Try to hit save.
They just
Here's the
tried to hit
deal.
save.
For clarification purposes, Max McGee was the well-known Green Bay Packer.
That's right.
Yeah. Max McKnone is an American songwriter
That's
and
it.
performer. Maybe
Max
that was
Max
known.
McGee, not much of a singer, as I recall.
Correct. Yeah, he wouldn't.
He did like to go out late at night.
Is he the one that fell off the ladder? Was that Max
Yes.
McGee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, off his roof.
That's
He's
right.
Also the one who, it was the end of his career, the first Super Bowl ever, end of his career. The night before he went out and got hammered, thinking he wasn't going to play. Boyd Dollar, who was a Packer receiver, got hurt early in Super Bowl #1. Max came in, hung over as hell, caught a touchdown pass, and had a great game.
He
Helped
did.
win Super
That
Bowl
is
I.
legendary. That's what made Max McGee a bigger legend than he already was.
Yep.
Wow, he became a major partner in developing the popular Chi-Chi's chain of Mexican restaurants.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Which is now making a comeback. I have not been yet.
Oh, fried
In
ice
West End.
cream.
Have you been to the new one?
I
in
haven't
West
been to
End?
the new one yet, but I
have not been there
loved
yet.
the fried ice cream at Chi-Chi's back in the day.
It's
Yeah.
the old Rojo, right, Tom, in St. Louis Park?
Yep.
Right?
In West End, and they're going to open a couple of other locations, but as far as I know, that's the only one that has opened up
A really
so far.
clearly a not believable name for a restaurant when they called them the Incredible Chi-Chi's.
Who called?
Which that's what their
That's
ad
the
campaign
original?
was. The Incredible Chi-Chi's.
See,
I'm like, whoa,
I don't remember
they can
that.
say that?
when you don't think you need a piece of information, ask Rook about a jingle from the 1980s, and he's got you. He has got you served.
The Incredible Chi-Chi's. What a name for a restaurant.
Chi-Chi's.
Right.
I just saw. You remember who? You remember Nancy Nelson?
Oh,
Used to,
certainly, yep.
Did a lot of acting in commercials.
Yep.
I saw one of her on TC Media now.
Yes.
One of her "Remember the Embers" commercials.
Oh,
Back-
remember
it was,
the
it was
Embers.
from
I even remember
1970
that.
It was from 1971.
Remember the embers.
And their big deal was they would broil the burgers,
Hamburger
not
Royale.
fry them or
Yes.
something.
Yes, the
Is-
Hamburger Royale.
Speaking of TC Media now, is that where we find your Fox 9 audition tape?
Yes, for Channel 9 Fun Club in about 1989 or 1990.
Is it on there?
I don't know if it's on. Is it on Sweeney's now?
Didn't somebody send it to us?
Well, Griff found it.
That's right, Griff found it,
He's
yes.
the archiver, Glenn Griffin, great guy.
Yeah.
And he sent it to me and said, "Hey, I found this." And I look at it, I open it up, and it's me auditioning for the after-school fun guy on Channel 9.
It was basically Twin Cities Live before Twin Cities Live, but for
they
kids.
stole it from. They stole
100%.
Twin Cities
They
Live
stole
from
your
me.
idea.
Yes.
Well, you know what Tom Osmond found after Stan Turner passed, and Stan and I,
Great guy.
he was a mentor of mine years ago, my only instructor in broadcast news at St. Thomas many years ago. In fact, I gave one of the eulogies at his funeral a month or two ago. But Tom kind of inherited all of Stan's old film and tapes,
okay.
and he's slowly cataloging them with the help of Glenn Griffin, and they're putting these together. But among the things he found, and he was working on cleaning up the color quality and everything.
Yeah.
One of the stories that I did for Stan Turner's class back in
Oh my
fall
God.
of 1983,
Yeah.
and he has sent me still pictures from it, but he has not. He's got so many other things he's trying to clean up and get it to me. But I don't even know if I want to see it.
You don't want to see it. It's just going to be
cringeworthy.
horrible.
But I always wondered whether Stan ever held on to those things, because those were the first attempts I ever did.
Who has the archive of the drug bust video from back in the day?
Oh, that's what
Channel
Jeff
5.
Crilly.
Jeff Crilly.
Crilly's doing a
Crilly.
stand-up out there,
Yeah.
and
Trust me, I know.
the cops had a bust. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
that
the
thing
box
was
of
just waving in the wind.
the
It was
floppy
like, wow,
device.
What's going on here?
And that was it. Bloomington. What city were they in?
I don't remember.
I think it wasn't it Minneapolis?
It might have been,
I'm
but
almost certain
that
it was.
cop
The boys knew.
specifically waited until he saw the red light on that
Yeah.
camera.
No, they're not looking at a red light. Somebody is on a phone watching on TV. Somebody's calling.
Oh, it was a
somebody
live
else.
shot.
It was
Yes,
a live
yes.
shot.
Oh, okay.
We would not have made it on the air.
God, that makes it
Brought
even
out
better.
King Kong,
And you could tell
taking over Minneapolis.
as soon as Jeff Crilly started talking, they come out with these sex
Oh,
toys.
yes.
One of them dangling in the wind.
Yes.
And,
Cop is trying so hard not
Yeah,
to
he
laugh.
totally knew what was going on.
and little known
Tonight at 10.
a little known piece of trivia.
Oh.
I replaced Jeff Crilly when he left and went to Dallas.
Is that why he got fired?
I ended up no, he didn't
No,
get fired.
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm joking.
No, he
yeah,
voluntarily went to Dallas, and then I replaced Jeff Crilly.
Okay.
So that happened just before my time, but it was legendary down in the newsroom. One of our editors, Joe Guion, used to
With the big ball.
Yes, the big ball of tape that would have all of from the sides of our tapes. He would every now and then there'd be a command performance. We'd get a new person in. Hey, you got to show them the deal, the deal with the thing.
Make sure your timing is on here.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It was a very good television production. And then finally, one thing I'm sure you're all asking yourselves, gee, Tom, what does Stepping Strong stand for?
You got to go that way. Yeah.
Here we go.
You're as bad as Susher at the camera, and you're on
What is-
TV.
Because everything
Describe
is
what
the
is
opposite.
Stepping Strong.
This is the organization that I'm raising money for to run the Boston Marathon on my 65th birthday coming up this April 20th.
Congratulations. It won't be your
And-
first.
No, it'll be my 38th.
Wow.
But I'm raising money for Stepping Strong, which is a great organization that was founded after the Boston Marathon bombing
Oh, yeah.
by Stephen and Audrey. Their daughter, Stephen and Audrey Rennie, their daughter nearly had both of her legs blown off in the explosion. But the first responders, and hats off to all of them, wherever they are, saved between the first responders on the scene and the emergency room personnel, saved both of her legs.
Oh, my gosh.
And they
Holy cow.
were so impressed by what happened. They formed this organization called Stepping Strong, and they raise money by having runners in the Boston Marathon raise money. I'm raising $10,000. It'll be the fourth time I've run for them. So
Right.
by the time I'm done, I will have raised a little over $40,000. But they
Nice.
have raised more than $17 million to teach first responders the best practices for saving limbs, whether it's in an incident like that, which is rare,
right.
or if you have a car accident
Yeah.
and you have a problem with a potential severed limb, or the military, an IED that they step on, or
Sure.
whatever. They're trying to teach first responders all around the country and around the world the best practices for being able to save limbs, whether it's an arm, a leg, what have you. And they just do some great work. So
We'll provide a link for
so
the
if anybody
GL page.
wants to
for sure.
donate, I will send you the link. It's
Stepping
also on
Strong.
it's on my Facebook page and also on my Instagram page. But if any of your viewers follow me there, they can find it. But it's a great organization, and I do not take for granted the fact that I have the ability to run 38 marathons. There's a lot of people who cannot,
Right.
and so. It's an honor to do that, but that is what Stepping Strong.
Very cool.
is
Yeah,
all
we'll
about.
put a
So-
link on the GL page today for
Okay,
that
I'd
as
appreciate
well.
that. That'd be great.
Thanks for coming in, Tom.
Say before we go though, I don't want to go out on a serious note, but I do want to give this some publicity as far as there's a missing young lady her name is Kimora Jones in St. Paul, and there's the gal that's missing in Texas gets GMA all the time. There's a gal that's and so we hope we find her, but there's a local gal and we're looking for her. She is.
Is this an Amber Alert?
12 years old.
Or
Well,
is it-
she's been missing for a while. She was last seen December 21st.
Wow.
She was in the St. Paul School District, and I know people that taught her, and hopefully we will I don't know what to tell you to keep an eye out for, but she's a young African-American gal. She has long pink braids in her hair, and she may be in need of medical attention.
Oh, my.
but she's a 12-year-old. And
Where was she last seen?
She was last seen. Let me think here now. She's been missing since December 21st. If you have any, I don't have any info on where she was last.
And what city are we talking?
St. Paul. St. Paul.
Okay.
She was in St. Paul. So, Kamora Jones. Just if you Google her name, you might be able to find her and see a picture of her. Maybe you might see her around St. Paul. So there you go. All right.
Tommy, thanks for coming in, man. Always appreciate
It was
you.
good to be here. I hope I don't overwhelm your email
Oh no,
box.
you're fine. Hey, we're used to it. Every time Joe rips Trump, we're about 2 or 3 days into responding to emails.
I hope you fill his email up with stepping strong donations. That's what it
Let's
is.
do that.
Yes,
Let's do
yes.
that. That'd be awesome.
Please do us a favor and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, where you can watch the show each and every single day, starting at around noon. And you can also see full segments, video shorts, behind the scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube, along with all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com. We're good.
Don't cutting off the side.